Hey everyone! So we've finally gotten our first look at the new AAA Transformers game coming from Splash Damage, Transformers Reactivate. Formerly known as Transformers Rise, and being developed by Certain Affinity, the game has been shifted over to Splash Damage and Bulkhead in the UK. Yes, there is a game studio named Bulkhead working on a Transformers game. And we now have our first look at it. Now remember, none of this is in-game footage, but it should give us an idea of the story. So this trailer is shown from the perspective of Bumblebee, who has clearly been heavily damaged and is being brought back online by the humans. These humans apparently work for the EDC, or the Earth Defense Command, which was the human military force allied with the Autobots in G1. Think of them like the Transformers version of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Nest if you're a fan of the movies. There's a lot of Cybertronian text on Bee's HUD throughout this trailer, and luckily, your girl here reads Cybertronian. Naturally, of course, because I myself am a bot. There isn't much useful though. A lot of it's what you'd expect. Mentions of an unknown hardware device detected, recalibration status, etc. What is interesting is that Bee tries to identify the woman on the left. And he initially identifies her as Marissa Fairborn, who was one of the members of the EDC who worked with the Autobots multiple times in G1. But then he realizes that it's not her, but she is a human female, age... look, Bumblebee, I know you've only just been brought back online, but we do not discuss a lady's age. She is affiliated with the EDC, as indicated by her EDC badge. She is also apparently an ally. I don't know how Bee can know that just by looking at her, but good to hear that she's supportive of the LGBTQ+ community. Again, Bee tries to identify her, but is unable to. So either she's not in his files, which we can assume are damaged anyways, or she's not actually part of the EDC and scavenged the uniform from an EDC personnel. In the first flashback, we see Bumblebee scanning for both organic and inorganic life forms, both coming up as unknown, leading me to believe that the enemies in this game are techno-organic. It also says, possible form, deep space craft. Ship designation, unknown. Searching for match, unknown. So clearly, Bee and the Transformers have never encountered these aliens before. Then we get a message of the aliens' hostile landfall causing catastrophic damage. We then get a shot of this human, which, if you've seen some of the leaked cutscenes from what we knew as Rise, now Reactivate, you'll recognize him as the human mechanic that Ratchet admired. I can't show any of the leaked cutscene footage because Hasbro's been taking down any videos that feature them, and I obviously don't want mine taken down as well. But I can tell you that it seems like the Autobots and Decepticons are allied together with the humans in order to defeat this alien threat, which they describe as a virus. That kind of reminds me of what happened to my own homeworld. Never mind. That's a story for another time. I can also tell you that Steve Bloom also returns as Starscream in this game, so look forward to that. In the next flashback, Bee's HUD reads, multiple hostile units. Designation, Legion. EDC weaponry, ineffective. So, human weapons are of no use against these alien invaders, and apparently this enemy has been dubbed Legion. Gee, I hope it's not anything like Legion and KISS players. In the next flashback, it says, multiple hostile signatures massing on formation. Then, over the vehicle on the right, we see Ratchet status, damaged, critical, confirming for us that this is indeed Ratchet in vehicle mode, which you can kind of tell by the heartbeat pattern on the side. On the vehicle on the left, we read, Ironhide status, damaged, unknown, signature lost. So the other vehicle with Bee here is Ironhide, and sadly, he may already be offline. The other three HUD elements say, proximity alert, battle computer failing, power pack failing, energon converter failing, system status critical. So obviously Bee got messed up by whatever this big baddie was. As Bee is coming back online, we can read, all systems reactivating, memory core sequencing, energon levels scanning. And then this big block of text reads as Response Protocol HITX, Hostile Landfall, Designation Legion, Origin Unknown, Purpose Conquest, Purpose Harvest, Battle Report Failure, 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 Proximity to Ally Signatures Unknown, Last Known Objective Neutralize Legion. So there you basically have a recap of what we know so far. B was damaged in battle, he was on a mission with Ironhide and Ratchet when the enemy, designated Legion, attacked them and took them offline. Legion's purpose is apparently to conquer and harvest. But harvest what? Energon? People? Everything? As B rises, we can see his memory core status, beginning protocol RVXV reactivating, all systems operational, and unknown hardware detected. So it seems Bumblebee is functional again, and he has a new protocol, different from the ones mentioned earlier, maybe to reactivate and reunite with the other bots? By the way, I'd also like to point out that as B is standing up, we can spot a little Optimus Prime toy! So cute! Now, we've also got a couple of key art pieces, first of which is titled Buried Autobot. Not much to say here, other than that it looks like the inside of Optimus Prime's chest. Kind of the layer between his outer chest windows and the matrix inside. So, is this Optimus, or some other Autobot? I guess we'll find out eventually. The other piece of art features a lot of Easter eggs. Obviously, this game, or at least part of it, takes place in New York City. The Transformers sure do love to visit New York City, huh? They've gone there multiple times in the American G1, the Japanese G1, the Unicron Trilogy, the Aligned Continuity, and the movies. On the cheek of the Statue of Liberty, we can see written, All Are Dead. This is a reference to the iconic G1 Marvel Comics cover by Mark Bright. Half buried in the rubble, we can make out a bot, which to me appears to be Ratchet, the Autobot medic. Beside him, we can see multiple pieces of concrete with the EDC logo on it. Near Ratchet is a New York license plate that reads, Help You Too. Could this be Ratchet's license plate that was torn off in battle? Also buried in the rubble is a tank, which seems to have the EDC logo on it. Probably a human tank and not Megatron, but who knows? The tank seems to have these yellow canisters attached to the barrel, perhaps some kind of modification to help them combat this alien threat. Both the tank and Ratchet, as well as some of the surrounding buildings, seem to be disintegrating, kind of like the victims of the snap in the MCU. I wonder if this will also be explained when we get a better look at the game. Whatever the reason, it's probably caused by the Legion, which again, I believe to be techno-organic in nature. We can see 3 of them in front of Ratchet, and 1 sneaking behind the Statue of Liberty's head, as well as multiple ones flying in the sky above. Again, we'll probably learn more about them later on. This scene is obviously set in Times Square, what with all the destroyed billboards around. And again, from the street sign that we saw in the other piece of art, apparently that is set in Times Square too. So maybe it's Ratchet who is buried, not Optimus? We can see a coming soon sign in the back, a sign that says Mi Madre, which is Spanish for my mother, maybe some kind of fictional Broadway play. A sign that just looks like a wolf's face. Maybe in this universe, instead of cats, it's wolves? There's also a sign for Prim Cola, or Prime Cola, depending how you want to pronounce it. This is actually a reference to a billboard scene in the G1 episode, Roll For It, which was also referenced in the Transformers game, Transformers Devastation. And I think that's about it for all the hidden details that I could find in this artwork. We've also got some leaked character art for Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and Megatron in this game, coming from the same source as the leaked cutscenes. Again, I don't want to show them because I don't want Hasbro or Splash Damage or Bulkhead taking down my video. And besides, you shouldn't support people who leak stolen material, whether it be images, video, or toys. Finally, we've got a short blurb from the official website. The gravest threat to humanity has arrived, and it's already won. Earth is no longer ours, it belongs to them. All we have left is our hope for the Autobots as we salvage them from the rubble left behind. Transformers Reactivate is a 1-to-4 player online action game developed by Splash Damage, coming to PC and consoles, with closed beta planned for 2023. Now, as for who I think this Legion is, I want to say that the Quintessons are behind it. The Quints have been known to deal in techno-organic creatures before, and they have invaded worlds before, Cybertron in G1 and Cyberverse, and Prehistoric Earth in Age of Extinction. And these alien ships do kind of remind me of the Quintesson ship from Cyberverse. So again, that's my theory. What about you? What do you think of Transformers Reactivate? I know I can't wait to see more, especially some actual gameplay footage. And hopefully me and some of my fellow TF tubers will be able to play it together when it eventually releases next year. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here for more Transformers Reactivate news in the future.